Hey guys, it has been quite a while. I know I said I was starting a YouTube channel and that just kind of fell to the ground. First off, a quick warning about this video. I'm not gonna edit it. One, because I want this to kind of just be raw, for lack of a better word. And secondly, I don't want to edit a video right now. It's super not good for my brain. I kind of fell off the map a little bit with YouTube, aka only did 2 videos. I went to Disney World last September with my sisters, and it actually was so miserably hot and humid that it made vlogging more of a stressful thing than a fun thing. So I definitely recorded some stuff, and maybe I'll eventually put it up, but I'm at a place in my life where if something is more stress than fun, I'm not gonna do it. It's just not healthy for me, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. I want to talk about the fact that I have a thyroid disease called Graves' disease. A lot of my friends have no idea what that is, and they don't really understand. A lot of people just think it's kind of an excuse for laziness or being tired or whatever, not wanting to go out with friends. So right off the bat, let me just say, I wish I was able to go out with friends all the time and drink all the time like I used to and go do fun stuff all over the place, but unfortunately I can't. Traveling is very difficult for me. Staying out late is very difficult for me. Doing anything physically exerting is very difficult for me. And it's not just because I'm overweight and out of shape. It's because of this Graves' disease. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about it and kind of explain what's going on with me and why I've been the way I am. So back in 2016, when I was moving to Austin, I guess this was like June-ish, July-ish of that year. Moving is a very stressful thing. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to coordinate, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Luckily, I had a lot of help loading vans and driving down here and doing all the heavy lifting, literally, but it puts stress on your body. So during that time period, I noticed that my heart rate was above 120 about all of the time, resting heart rate. And I was sweating a lot. I was very hot. I kind of just assumed it was Austin because it's hot down here. And I let it go, but then I started walking upstairs often and feeling chest pain, which was alarming. If you have a heart rate that high, you kind of immediately jump to the conclusion that you're going to have a heart attack or you're having heart failure, or I don't know. Mind you, I'm, 27, 26 at this point? 27, I guess. I don't know. So that's awfully young to be having heart problems. So I went to the emergency that summer, I think around August, and they basically just told me I had acid reflux, which, okay. So I went home, kind of did nothing about it, and that was that. Fast forward through that winter, and about January of last year, 2017, I fell into a very dark depression. And I've struggled with depression and anxiety for most of my life. Well, not even that. As soon as I turned 18, I think it kind of kicked in. But this was different, and it was really hard to get out of. I know that it wasn't because of Austin, and it wasn't because I was living alone. These are things I've already dealt with. So I started to kind of stay home from work a lot. A lot. And it wasn't even just depression. It was severe fatigue. I had gained all this weight. I forgot to mention that the summer before I had lost 30 pounds, and then I started a new job, and potentially the stress of that new job, because I was working really hard and doing really well, which makes me feel good. I've never been kind of the top of the pack at a job, so that was a new feeling for me, but I was pushing myself in a way that I've kind of never done before. So I finally went to a doctor, and I can't remember, it might have been spring of last year. And the physician did all this blood work and, noticed thyroid problems. Now, thyroid problems are present in my family, so I'm kind of familiar with them. I assumed it was the same as my family members. But going to an endocrinologist all last summer, she said I was going into remission for Graves' disease. So, great. All this crappy feeling kind of going away, feeling better, getting a new position at my job, making progress. And then about 3 weeks ago now, so second week of December, I felt my heart rate going back up again. And it's just such a blow to my system. I have made a lot of progress over the past year, whether it be through, the endocrinologist stuff, but also therapy. I've finally tackled my mental illness stuff, which I've put off for a very long time. I've gotten to the bottom of why antidepressants didn't work for me, and I have a weird gene. So as a side note, if you feel like antidepressants and anxiety medication is not working for you, please go get a genetic test of what medications might work, because it actually showed that I had a gene that prevents antidepressants from working. So now I take medication for that, but also good old Zoloft. So don't give up if you're struggling with that. Anyways, I guess I'm trying to explain how this is hard for me right now. I felt like I was just getting back on track. I thought I could the pyramid of hierarchy, or the hierarchy of needs. I feel like I had finally gotten my base work out of the way, and now I could focus on eating better and doing more exercise, because it's really hard when you're in the middle of thyroid stuff to get up. And that's not an excuse. It's just the symptoms. So let me go into a little bit about the symptoms that I'm experiencing right now. So the first thing is the heart rate, because that's the most noticeable. You feel like you're on crack. You're just very speedy. And, if your heart rate is moving that fast, you tend to lose weight, because it's like you're exercising all the time. I took my heart rate a couple weeks ago, and it said I had done 11 hours and 56 minutes of fat burning that day. That's insane. So there's that. If you feel like you're exercising all the time, you are sweating all the time, and you're very hot. So I feel like I'm on fire most of the time, and it's because I'm sweating so much, it's really hard for me to get to sleep. That feeling of tossing and turning in the middle of summer, and your air conditioning is not working. That's how I feel right now. Really bad. So because I'm not falling asleep, then I'm exhausted. So I don't want to do anything all day, which, leads to muscle wasting, which is also a symptom. I just went to PT an hour ago, and it was really bad. It was really hard, and the fact that it's hard for me to even walk up a couple flights of stairs is really bad. And that just leads into more anxiety and depression about my whole situation. I'm sure a lot of you can feel the same way about yourselves, and it's difficult. You feel like it's a constant cycle of shit. And then there's just other stuff that's really crappy. Dry skin, my hair is falling out, bathroom issues, which is probably the worst part, and brain fog. A couple weeks ago when this came back, I was at work, heading into the holiday season, but feeling like you can't remember a damn thing is very, very hard when you're this young. I don't know. I'm sure it's hard at any age. Losing your mind is really not fun. So, I guess I just wanted to explain that. I'm not looking for any sympathy in, I feel like nobody talks about this stuff. You know, autoimmune diseases aren't visible. They're not a disability that you can like point out at. And sometimes it's hard to not look at people and think, oh, they're just like, they're being lazy. They're not trying to do anything. And I think I just want to raise more awareness for the other people in my life that are going through something similar. Like, I now understand, and I am so sorry if I ever didn't treat you in the way that you should have been treated. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I'm really frustrated. It's really hard going to doctor after doctor after doctor, not really getting a solution, not feeling like there's a path forward that's a good fit for you, and paying a lot of money that you don't have, and it's just very frustrating. So if you're going through something similar, I would love to talk to you and, you know, kind of high five each other because it's just depressing to go through this, especially by yourself. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about this more. I just wanted to talk. All right, bye.